The Chairman of the Board of Governors, Mr. Adrian Wild, will now open today's proceedings.
Councillor Flagg, honoured guests, ladies and gentlemen, graduands, it gives me great pleasure on behalf of my fellow governors and on behalf of the University College as a whole to welcome you to this, the 2019 AECC University College graduation ceremony. This ceremony is both the celebration and public acknowledgement of the hard work and achievement of our 2019 graduands, not only those who've been able to attend and are here today, but those who unfortunately are unable to be here. Whilst the largest number of our graduands can now proudly call themselves chiropractors, I'm also very pleased that we have graduands in a range of other disciplines, which reflects the wider range of study that the AECC University College provides. I'm also pleased to welcome Professor Haig to her first graduation ceremony as principal, and I trust that this will be the first of many such ceremonies. We also welcome a number of recently appointed governors who, with the continuing governors, will be very much responsible for overseeing the continued success of the University College. However, this is very much your day, and it gives me great pleasure to declare today's proceedings open.
The Principal, Professor Leslie Haig, will now address the graduands.
The Chairman of the Bournemouth, Christchurch and Poole Council, Councillor David Flagg and Mrs Flagg, Chair of the Board, honoured guests, colleagues, friends and families, and of course, graduands of AECC. I'm delighted to join our Chair of the Board of Governors in welcoming you to today's ceremony. Well, graduands, you did it, you made it, the day has finally arrived. We are here today to acknowledge and celebrate the great work that you have done and what you have achieved, and to send you on your way to the next steps in your life with the congratulations and good wishes of the AECC University College community. Each of you is here today through your own sustained hard work. You have needed courage to face the challenges of university learning. You have needed to develop qualities of character of mind to achieve this. These qualities include empathy, rigour, the capacity to think independently, to listen politely, and when necessary, to challenge and disagree without being disagreeable. Here at AECC University College, we aim to transform lives by the creation, sharing and application of knowledge. To the fore of that are you, our students, and soon to be graduates. You have gained new knowledge and skills that you can take into the world. You will have found new friends, possibly even your life partners. Many of you will be working already in health and well-being settings as healthcare practitioners, where you have and will continue to transform the lives of your patients, service users and clients. And so to the graduation. Well, what is this occasion all about? Similar to getting married, graduation is an important cultural tradition and has 3 ritualistic steps. First, walking to the ceremony is a separation from society. Secondly, the ceremony and the receipt of the award is instilling in you the sense of transformation. And lastly, after graduation, is the return to society with a new status. So the term graduate derives from Latin gradus, which means step. So therefore today is literally a step change and translation of graduate. You will cross this stage today with the next stage of your life before you. And I hope your time here at AECC University College has equipped you to take that step with confidence and a spirit of adventure, to be bold, to be creative, to be innovative, and to make your own impact. You will be graduating from a university college which, following on from the great work done by the previous principal, Professor Haimo Thiel, and his team, who I'm delighted to see is in the audience today, is flourishing and expanding its provision and activities. This year we have had the highest intake ever into our chiropractic and medical imaging courses. We are a specialist health sciences institution, and as health and wellbeing professionals, we must work interprofessionally to provide the best care that our patients and service users need and indeed deserve. In addition to our highly regarded chiropractic and medical imaging courses, we have already developed new courses in clinical exercise, psychology, and sport and exercise sciences. We are now adding additional disciplines with exciting new courses in diagnostic and therapeutic radiography, sport and exercise rehabilitation, and physiotherapy. At the same time, we continue to strengthen our chiropractic offer with a graduate entry course, and will be broadening our postgraduate and CPD courses across all areas of our work. So we'll see you back here soon, hopefully. We have some internationally excellent research going on at AECC University College too. Staff across our 4 research centres are working with key external partners nationally and internationally as we prepare for our first institutional submission to the UK's Research Excellence Framework next year. Our busy on-site clinic with outpatient and medical imaging services delivers around 50,000 patient contacts every year. We are well known as part of our local community and have excellent networks with colleagues in local sports clubs, the NHS, the armed forces, and emergency services. We are privileged to provide a large number of treatments free of charge or at a reduced rate to those who would otherwise not be able to afford or access this level of care. And our chiropractic interns, many of whom are today's graduates, play a significant role in our positive reputation in this field, delivering high-quality care throughout their final year. So thank you. As a group of students, you are represented by a passionate student union president, Daniel Sullivan, who will be speaking shortly, his executive, some of them can see to here, champions and others, and a highly committed SU manager, Rhiannon Haslock. These colleagues work tirelessly on your behalf at all levels of this institution to make sure your voices are heard and to work in partnership with us to provide key steers to ensure the experiences you have as students are as positive as possible. Dan, Rhiannon and colleagues, thanks for all that you do for us and as an institution and for all of our students. I invite all of you to show an appreciation for all of their efforts. All of our academic and clinical activity, and indeed the excellent education and training which our students receive, could not be delivered without our hard-working and committed academic and clinical academic staff. You are some of the most talented and diligent colleagues I have worked with in my career, behind me, and we are lucky to have you. Equally, we could not deliver our excellent provision without the support of our committed and dedicated professional and other services staff. Using an analogy which many of you will understand, they are the connective tissue which holds us all together. So thanks to you, all of the staff, for all that you do, and I invite all of you again to show your appreciation for all our wonderful staff. Of course, there are others that you see much less of on a daily basis, who also play a key role in overseeing and managing the institution, who have student interests at the heart of their work. I'd like to pay tribute to my executive and senior management team and governors, who have shown me great support over the last 10 months since I took up my post of principal. I would particularly like to highlight the contribution of Mr. Adrian Wild, our chair of the Board of Governors. Adrian has been a governor for 13 years and will be stepping down next year prior to the next graduation ceremony. He has made a huge contribution to the University College over this period and given countless hours of his time during a period of significant transition and institution-changing events, which are intense and burdensome. Adrian, we are so grateful for your contribution, and you will be sorely missed. Thank you for all you have done. Everything that we achieve at AECC University College is driven by the strong sense of community that exists here. You will have experienced this yourselves during your studies with us, and I hope you continue to feel part of it in the years to come. Our community is also very international, with students and staff from over 50 countries. As collaborators, we are indebted to our great local university partners from other specialist institutions, partners across the chiropractic profession, and others who have travelled here to join us today and for their ongoing support. In particular, Bournemouth University has been a higher education partner for over 10 years as a validating partner and research collaborator. I'm delighted to welcome Professor Stephen T., Dean of the Faculty of Health and Social Sciences, who has kindly joined us on the platform today. We also have a special guest here at today's ceremony to give an address. Vasilios Golfinopoulos is the current president of the European Chiropractors Union and a proud alumnus of AECC. Vas, we are delighted you could be here today. This is the most important day in our academic calendar. Seeing you, our new graduates, cross the stage after your years of dedication and hard work is a proud moment for us all, as I'm sure it is for all of you, and especially for the family and friends as well who've come across the world, some of them, to be with you and see all of this today. The journey to graduation is not always a straightforward one, and inevitably bumps appear in the road. A kind word, a nugget of wisdom, financial, emotional support from family and friends and those that are nearest and dearest is invaluable and helps to keep things on track. To your family and friends, today is where you can share in the success of those you have supported with commitment, passion, and love. The great news is it was worth it. Our students are set for successful and flourishing lives, and you have played your part in this wonderful achievement. The less good news is this is the beginning or continuation of a career of lifelong learning. And I can't guarantee for such smart and ambitious groups of students that this will be their last degree. Graduands, I invite you to stand up, turn around, and show your appreciation to your families and friends for all their support with rapturous applause. As I alluded to earlier, our community is at the heart of everything we do, and our graduates are an important part of that community. As global ambassadors, with a lifelong membership of AECC University College, you can always consider that this is your university college. Take pride in that membership and share your passion for the University College and connection to a very special part of the UK in the years ahead. As you receive your degrees and then step out into the world, as alumni and ambassadors of AECC University College, know that we, your community of fellow graduates, students and staff, wish you every best for the future. Last week, I had the huge honour of visiting chiropractic colleagues at a university in San Lorenzo de El Escorial, Madrid. In the Royal Library, I noticed a large painting which included an image of the Roman philosopher Seneca. He may not be known to all of you, but he's a very famous Roman philosopher, statesman, orator, and tragedian. Known as one of Rome's leading intellectual figures, Seneca was also a tutor and advisor to Emperor Nero. Despite and often due to his talents, he was exiled and faced extreme challenge. Seneca's work inspired playwrights such as Shakespeare, and his masterpiece Oedipus was held in high esteem in Elizabethan England as a standard of tragedies. Seneca wrote about the great benefit of having a higher purpose, and that struck a chord. That is, a purpose beyond short-term transaction or having personal advancement. For example, in our professional lives, being a health or well-being professional is about much more than paying the bills, although that helps. It is also about the many acts of kindness and sacrifice it takes to deliver care and to do the best for our patients and others we come across during our daily lives. This having a higher purpose is what we mean by living well or living a good life. Seneca said about life, "As is a tale, so is life. Not how long it is, but how good it is what matters." Graduands, we have endeavoured to work with you on a journey of experiences which help you to grow and transform. The whole University College celebrates with you. We are proud of your achievements, but there is much more to do, and today marks a new beginning. In conclusion, I call each of you to action, to go out from here in confidence, with our congratulations and best wishes, and work actively towards living a good and generous life. Thank you, everyone, and congratulations. I, the Principal of AECC University College, declare the congregation open for the conferment of awards.
Arvid Torkelston, Vice Principal, will now present the awards for the School of Chiropractic.
Principal, in the name and by the authority of the AECC University College, I present to you the following graduands for the award of Master of Chiropractic Honours. Holly Allen with First Class Honours. Matthias Arnason with First Class Honours. Hayley Biddle. Samuel Braniff with First Class Honours. Simarunkar Brar with First Class Honours. Alice Broom with First Class Honours. Stephanie Dawes with First Class Honours. Eloise De Barney. Kim Dingwall with First Class Honours. Thomas Doig with First Class Honours. Christina Edwards with first class honours. Lauren Finkler. Farah Ghali with first class honours. Ben Gibbs with first class honours. Vanessa Giedis. Joy Harrison. Christina Haukdal with first class honours. Martin Helgesen. Lauren Hobbs with first class honours. Thomas Horsborough. Andrea Hovland Bø with first class honours. Amy Hull. Jørund Nimisland. Paige King. Savannah Kobish. Franziska Krikke. Michelle Couston. Alexander Kvamme. Alex Lang with first class honours. Magnus Wistlövdal with first class honours. Amelia Laxton with first class honours. Adam Logan. Lars Lukowski with first class honours. Natalia Maya Barham. Tallulah Medhurst with first class honours. Gary Miles. Andreas Mjåland. Diana Navarez Abramu. Louise Nering. Oliver Oskarsson. Eleanor Pennycook with first class honours. Rebecca Pritchard. Chloe Bringer with first class honours. Pim Robains. James Rossi. Matthew Savage with first class honours. Jonas Savolainen with first class honours. Joel Sim with first class honours. Dominic Slade-Pratt with first-class honours. Sondre Thomassen, first-class honours. Andrea Udnes Weng. Ninka van der Holst with first-class honours. Thomas Wagstaff with first-class honours. Annick Wiederreich with Ruben Wilhelm with first-class honours. I now present to you the following for the award of Master of Science Chiropractic. Benjamin Aavik, Marina Benson, Ole Berg, Ardis Birgisdottir, Robin Cassidy, Yunyu Priscilla Choi with distinction, Martin Clark, Rafaela Dassa with distinction, Lisa Eilertsen, Emmanuel Fanti, Kristine Fimland, Endre Hatlen, Tamara Hattab, Katrin Helland, Marius Helstad, Ilse Kaheimonen, Lisa Iversen with distinction, Alexander Aloysius Jensen with distinction, Eirin Aloysius Jensen, Josephine Kautsky with distinction, Melanie Legler with distinction, Tomi Leppanen, Julian Lim, Thomas Mills, Erik Munch-Ellingsen with distinction, Silje Myra with distinction, Harvey Newman, Chiwei Eng, Alicia Nissen with distinction, Margarita Orsini, Øyvind Øfsthus, Natalia Paulsen. Theo Söderlund Olsson. Hanne Solås Hope with distinction. Caroline Strømdahl. Katarina Sunde Hofstad. Yen I Tan. Desmond Tang with distinction. Henriette Tongeland. Bradley Taylor. Benedict Wan. Maximilian Veritz. Laura Wong. And Teresa Wong. This concludes the presentation of the chiropractic graduates. Principal, in the name and by the authority of the AECC University College, I present to you the remaining graduates in the School of Chiropractic for the award of Master of Science, Advanced Professional Practice, Clinical Sciences, Mark Jones, with distinction. Master of Science, Advanced Professional Practice, Pediatric Musculoskeletal Health, Martin Cook, with distinction. Michael Marinus, with distinction. Nimarta Paul. Jeanette Peel. Brenda van der Vossen. Eliza Weldon, with distinction. Graduates who have not attended the ceremony are recognized in absentia. Principal, this concludes the presentation of the awards of the School of Chiropractic.
Warren Foster, as head of school, will now present the awards for the School of Medical Ultrasound.
Principal, in the name and by the authority of the AECC University College, I present the following graduates the award of Postgraduate Certificate in Medical Ultrasound. Sir Stanislav Bolsik. Genevieve Clark, with distinction. Kerry Randall. I'll now present the awards for Postgraduate Diploma in Medical Ultrasound, Indira Mistry. Susan Watts. I now present to you the awards for Master of Science Medical Ultrasound, Morsel Akonzada. Leonard David, with distinction. Jonathan Dickens, with distinction. Charlene Gretsch, with distinction. Jennifer Griffiths. Megan Lyons, with distinction. Amon Majanchi. Kawali Elavu. Jenny Pullman. Matthew Southam, with distinction. Alison Stevens, with distinction. Graduates who have not attended this ceremony are recognised in absentia. Principal, that concludes the presentation of the awards for the School of Medical Ultrasound.
The Principal will now introduce the Student Union President.
I'm proud to introduce the Students' Union President for the class of 2018-19, Dan Sullivan.
Good afternoon, parents, guests, colleagues and graduates. Let me start by saying on behalf of the student body at AECC University College, congratulations. When I was asked to write a speech for this year's graduation ceremony, I thought, crap, where do I begin? Firstly, how do I live up to Sarat's exceptional speech from last year? And secondly, what could I possibly say to the people I've been looking up to for the last 5 years that they would want to hear? Then my mum told me to say just that. She said to tell the story of my last few years here and how every single lovely person in this audience has had an influence on me. And not just me, but also the current student body at the university. So this speech will be just that. I've now been at AECC for more years than some prison sentences carry. Now that's no direct correlation between the environment at AECC and that of an institute of Her Majesty's pleasure, but at least prisoners who are working get paid rather than pay. My story began back in 2014. I was a very fresh-faced 19-year-old sixth form failure coming in on the Access course. Everyone starts their journey at AECC with someone they look up to, some sort of role model. For some of you in the room today, that person may be a parent. For others, that person may be a chiropractor or another healthcare practitioner. And for others, it may be a fellow student. But for most of you, it'd be a combination of all of the following. I started my journey looking up to some people in the room today. Tom Hornsborough was this superstar athlete who just seemed to have everything together. Alice Broom was juggling work and studies better than anyone I'd met before. And Gary Miles had my respect as a mature student who had returned to studying at AECC and had given up a lot. These people helped me through my first year here at AECC, but they also became some of my first friends too. They're the first people who shaped me to be the man that I am today. As my journey progressed and I moved on to the full-time course, I continued to look up to those people as they continued to exhibit the features of the type of person I desire to be. But I also found new role models, particularly those of the SU presidents of old. I recall being in my first couple of years, seeing Charlie Batoy speak in front of our year and thinking, that is the sort of person I want to be. He became the next student role model of mine. He was another person who I thought had everything together. He was smart, charismatic and passionate, all traits that I both respected and desired. Charlie was the person who made me want to do this role, and I based the actions I take within this role on the actions that man took. The next SU president was Sarat, who's in this room today as well. Sarat had a way where he was just everyone's friend. He exhibited a passion to help people that I still have never seen in another individual. There is no other person who would give up so much just to ensure that his peers would succeed. He became my next role model, and I tried to emulate his compassion and kindness in my everyday practice. Then another man entered my life, another man in this room today, Martin Helgeson. The energy on this man was palpable. Again, he exhibited all the characteristics that I looked up to in those previous: charisma, passion, and a drive to care for others. It also helped that it was funny too. Now, I must admit, Martin used to drive me mad on a daily basis. Whenever he'd leave our office, he'd announce every time, "I'm off to go save some lives." Now, don't get me wrong, I agree that the chiropractic profession has a great impact on people's lives. But when you're massaging some old dear's muscles into oblivion, it's hard to envision yourself as Superman. But when I started to write this speech, I was thinking about the passion this man has caused me to have in my daily practice. I respected the energy he had every day and the drive he had to truly make a difference to others. I owe Martin a lot of thanks for being the person who lit me up every day during his last few years here at AECC. He gave me a passion to keep driving forwards and be a better man than I am today. My role as SU president tends not to come with much praise, however, but rather endless complaints. I'm very lucky to have received the odd compliment every now and again when someone's been drunk enough to say it, or on days like today. One such compliment was from Chris Darby, this year's Year 3 prize winner and our VP of Education on the SU. He told me, "You keep me motivated all year. I always respect your hard work. It definitely helps push me through the year. Your ethics not so much, but I have your back all day, no questions asked." It was at this moment I realised I'd become someone else's role model. Thanks to the characteristics I've taken from all my role models, I managed to make a difference to others today. It's easy to spend all your time looking up to other people, chasing your own goals, but you forget that there are other people looking up to you. These people were those who made a huge difference on my life, and there are countless of other stories about how this room impacted the student body at AECC and the local community. I want to say on behalf of the student body at AECC, thank you all for leading by example and for causing us to drive to become better students, practitioners, and people. Sadly, I don't have time to go through all the positive feedback I've had about every person in this room, but if I had £1 for every time I'd heard someone say they won't be able to live up to their previous intern standards, I'd have almost enough money to pay off 1/10 of my degree. Some things I've been asked to include and to pass on to you today include, Matty was an impossible act to follow. I always looked up to the team teaching Gonstead nights, especially for their passion and dedication. And another one was, I wouldn't have been able to make it this far through the course without the continued support of Tallulah and our Hello Brain support group. So I want to thank you all for the exceptional service that you've given to the student body here. Some of my role models have held me accountable, though, for things over the last few years, and that has led to some of my greatest fears. For example, I had no bigger fear than seeing a disgruntled Robin Cassidy in a rugby funding meeting or at our SU AGM with his notebook and pen recording everything I said. I knew that if I said one thing that was slightly off, I'd see that pen moving and be fully aware that those comments would make it somewhere I didn't wish for them to go. I'm sure some of you will look up to bosses in this room or peers at work who may hold you accountable for things. But my message here is, do not fear this. This is something that will help shape you and many generations to come. Finally, I want to take the time to thank those who have not been mentioned yet, and that is those of the staff at AECC University College. Without you, we certainly wouldn't be the people we are today. Thank you for your constant dedication and efforts to make fantastic graduates. This extends to not just those on the academic side, but also those on the professional services side, who have offered a valued, supportive role to everyone in this room today. Some of the feedback I've had about staff included Dr. Battiston, in which I was told that he was the most passionate tutor for self-directed learning. He's passionate about critical thinking, freedom of speech, topical, and he strived to help us grow as students and professionals. His tutoring style allowed us to challenge preconceived ideas, to think outside of the box while keeping us grounded and curious. He opens us up to the limitless and not the limited, and shines bright as a human and mentor. Graduates of Class 2019 thank him for his dedication, commitment, fearlessness, and humility. Other feedback was particularly directed to the now retired Ken Edland, who supported many students in this room throughout their journey at AECC, both inside and outside of the classroom. This man taught many of us new techniques that we wouldn't have otherwise picked up, but also encouraged us to become better, positive, passionate practitioners. One final piece of feedback was for Anna Franklin, who always offered a helping hand. She never made us feel stupid and put the time and effort into giving us the opportunity to see how different practitioners use different methods of treatment. We were lucky to be the last year she taught at AECC. Now, to summarise, these people have all helped shape my time and many others at AECC from day one to this very day today. I speak on behalf of the entire student body when I say thank you, graduates, for your dedication, hard work and energy. Congratulations on making it here today. I look forward to being on the other side with you in 12 months' time, and I wish you the best of luck in your future lives and careers. Thank you for having me.
Thanks very much, Dan. Amazing. I just think Jan's passion he exudes, and I can see that in the exec that he's now got too. And I know for sure that you will be the role model for many more students coming through. I just have a very small gift to thank you.
Arvid Torkelston, Vice Principal of the AECC University College, will now announce the names of the candidates who have been selected for student prizes, and the Chairman of Bournemouth, Christchurch and Poole Council, Councillor David Flagg, will present the prizes.
The University College is grateful to the institutions and individuals who support student achievement in the form of prizes awarded to our graduates. The Alan Cadbury Memorial Award, awarded by the AECC University College to the student with the best profile of marks at the end of Year 1. Vanya Bratic. The Arthur Schofield Memorial Award, donated by the Arthur Schofield Memorial Trust to the student with the best profile of marks at the end of Year 2, Jamie Curry. Outstanding Academic Student, donated by the British Chiropractic Association to the student with the best profile of marks at the end of Year 3, Victoria Hego. Best Project Protocol, donated by the European Chiropractors Union to the student with the best protocol, Christopher Darby. Royal College of Chiropractors Project Award, donated by the Royal College of Chiropractors to the student with the best project mark, Leona Lender. Best All-Round Student, donated by the AECC University College to the student who's contributed in the most non-academic terms to the college, his year and the course, and Flavio Grillo Prize for the best clinical proficiency performance, donated by the AECC University College to the student whose performance exemplifies those characteristics identified with good clinical practice. Both those prizes go to Jonas Savolainen. Rehabilitation Award, donated by Royal and Son Alliance Insurance plc to the student or students who made an outstanding contribution in the field of musculoskeletal rehabilitation, Andreas Mjolon. Outstanding Academic Student Award, donated by Royal and Son Alliance Insurance plc to the student or students with the best profile of marks in the final year, Melanie Legler. Community Outreach Education Award, donated by the Chiropractic Trust Fund to the student or students who have contributed the most to the community outreach program, Rafael Adosso. And the Graham Heel Award, donated by the AECC University College in memory of Dr. Graham Heel, to the student or students with the best academic performance in achieving the postgraduate Master of Science degree, Martin Cook. Principal, Councillor David Flagg. That concludes the presentation of the prizes.
I'm now very pleased to be able to introduce Vasilios Golfianopoulos, who is the president of the European Chiropractors Union and alumnus of the AECC University College, as our guest speaker. Vasilios will now deliver the graduation address.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, but above all, today, dear graduates. It is such a joy and honor to be back home. Yes, you're right. With an unpronounceable surname like mine, I'm not British, but a Greek. Nevertheless, AECC was home for 5 wonderful years of my life, and I never stopped thinking of it as my home since. I'm as proud that I'm one of the alumni of AECC University College, as it's called nowadays, as I am of my profession, chiropractic, and my homeland. It is such a wonderful opportunity to speak to you today, and I want to thank Professor Leslie Haig personally for giving this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity on this important day of your life. And please accept the heartfelt congratulations of all the profession for your achievement. I remember sitting in one of those seats 20 years ago, 1999. They must have been reupholstered since, but if you find some chewing gum underneath, simply the same old. There I was, a young graduate, full of hope, dreams, and enthusiasm, but also curious, uncertain, and frankly scared about what the future might hold. Leaving the protective environment of a college is no small thing, but you have been trained by the best to be the best. Never forget that, and always try to live up to it. Like you, I was trained by the best in my 5 years here, and even though it is 25 years since my first day, believe it or not, some of my tutors back in those days are present here today on this stage. I know you're all curious to hear who they are, but I promise not to reveal their identity. So Dave, Mike, Neil, Jonathan, Arvin, and George, your secret is safe with me. But in all seriousness, it is their extensive experience and knowledge under the leadership provided by the current principal, Professor Leslie Haig, as well as her predecessor, Professor Haimo Thiel, combined with the vigor and energy of the new academic staff that ensures that this institution remains at the forefront of education for many healthcare professions. Long may it continue. I would like to share a story from my student days with you, and in doing so, pay tribute to someone that is no longer with us and was one of my favorite tutors, and I consider my mentor. I'm referring, of course, to the late Dr. Barry Lewis, a valued member of the AECC staff. a valued member of the AECC staff that contributed to the education of many AECC graduates for a long period. Dr. Lewis, or Barry, as I got to call him later in my career, when we served positions of office at the European Chiropractors Union, had a presence and especially a voice that upon meeting him for the first time brought only one thing in mind: the typical military drill sergeant. You know, the classic, loud, assertive, in-your-face drill sergeant that you don't want to make the mistake of crossing for no reason. But as you know, it is these sergeants that provide, protect, and care the most for those in their charge. It was September 1997, first day back from a long summer break I spent having fun at the Greek islands. Start of the 4th year of the 5-year course, first lecture, preparing for working in clinic, a course of which Dr. Lewis was in charge. What you need to understand here is that I was one of the students that preferred to sit at the back of the amphitheater. But at that point, and in a moment of epiphany soon to be regretted, I told myself, you need to shape up. You need to do your best, as in a year's time, you'll be seeing real patients. And so, at the first day of my 4th academic year, I sat at the first row for the very first time. It was only after Dr. Lewis stepped into the amphitheater that I realized that the regular first row crowd was wise and clever enough to have moved back on that day. And I find myself the only one sitting at the first row, or the second, or the third. I was what is commonly known as a sitting duck, quite a large one too. Something Barry Lewis noticed within seconds of walking into the room. He went on and called out my name, invited me to perform a cervical spine examination on a classmate playing the role of patient, as we have been taught and examined in successfully the previous academic year. From then on, all is a bit of a blur. But I remember that my voice was seriously trembling, my hands were shaking, and that I couldn't remember the name of a single orthopedic test I was performing. I went kind of brain dead, and the 3-month summer break at the Greek islands included a lot of activities, but definitely not revising my orthopedic examination skills. So, during the following coffee break, I approached Dr. Lewis to try and assess how badly I had done. I was expecting his feedback to be disastrous. After all, I couldn't remember the name of a single test. To my amazement and surprise, he told me that he was very satisfied with my performance. He went on to explain that as I behaved and spoke to the pretend patient in a polite, compassionate, and respectful manner, and as I had followed the basic rules of an examination, which are look, feel, move, he was convinced that I would become a successful chiropractor whom he would gladly trust with his own health. He closed with a little piece of advice. He said, "You might want to revise the names of those tests, as record keeping is an important aspect as well." And boy, did I revise. From that moment on, I pursued my studies in a completely different manner and with a passion that drives me until this day. If I must pin down to one single moment when I made the transition from student to clinician, that was the moment. The moment when someone you respect and look up to provides you with the confidence to become the best you can be, but also with a reminder that knowledge is a never-ending journey. It was what Dr. Barry Lewis and all my tutors were all about. It is what the AECC University College is all about, and makes this one of my strongest memories and lessons. But enough of my memories. Today is about celebrating your achievements. And I understand that I stand between you and the celebration festivities, so I promise I will be very swift from now on. I thought hard, reflected back, and asked myself, what would I have liked to hear 20 years ago? So here you have it. Allow me to give you and the 20-year younger me that I can clearly see sitting amongst you somewhere in the back, safe, a message that hopefully will help you out there in the real world. Being successful means nothing unless you get to define success and the meaning of success for you. Define what success means for you and then pursue it furiously. What it means for you and no one else. Even the dearest, most loved and meaningful persons to you can't define success for you. And for goodness sake, don't allow any lifestyle, career, or whatever sort of guru tell you what it is either. You must discover it on your own. You owe it to yourself. And when you are sure what it is, don't give up pursuing it. Work hard, fight, exhaust yourself, fail, fall down, get up, and keep trying until you succeed. As a sage once said, someone who has never done a mistake has never made anything. As you go along, don't be afraid to redefine success. Acknowledge that your priorities and needs might change as the years go by in life. But don't give up the pursuit. Refuel yourself regularly. Don't forget to have fun. Share the experience of pursuing it with your loved ones and friends. For some of you, it might come easy. For others, it might be hard. But don't give up pursuing it. And if during that pursuit you find yourself losing faith, or the will to continue as your goal appears far away, unattainable, and losing meaning, don't despair. Just remind yourselves of the words of a famous and my personal favorite Greek poet, Constantine Cavafy. When you set out on your journey to Ithaca, pray that the road is long, full of adventure, full of knowledge. Always keep Ithaca in your mind. To arrive there is your ultimate goal. But do not hurry the voyage at all. It is better to let it last for many years. Ithaca has given you the beautiful voyage. Without her, you would have never set out on the road. Class of 2019, it is not about the destination. It is about who you become and the people you influence and allow in your life on the way there. The voyage, as the inspired poet puts it. So, in closure, I encourage you to embark with all your energy and all your enthusiasm on the beautiful voyage of your professional career. Class of 2019, find your own Ithaca and have a blast on the way to it. Thank you very much for your attention and good luck to each and every one of you.
Wow, amazing. Thank you so much, Vaz. It's a true privilege for you to be here with us at this sort of 20-year landmark. Hopefully that many of you will come back. I know that we have actually quite a lot of alumni in the crowd, so welcome back to those of you that are alumni here today. I think you might have a few drinks to buy in the bar later on for spilling the beans on some of our lecturers here. But, I'll leave that to you. But for the moment, a very small token of our thanks. Thank you.
The Chairman of the Board of Governors will now close the proceedings.
Today is a celebration and public acknowledgement of the hard work and achievement of our 2009 graduates. And for me, it is the highlight of the University College's year. It's wonderful to share in some small way our graduates' success, to see the happiness that that success has brought to them and to their family, and to see the pride that those families have in them today. This day truly does remind us of why the University College exists and what we're striving to achieve all through the year. For many of you today, this represents the final act of one part of your life, as Leslie said, a step change. And it's the end of your formal full-time education, and you're now starting to make your way in the world of work. For recipients of postgraduate awards, today's a recognition of your continued desire to learn and improve yourselves for the betterment of society as a whole. No matter what stage you're at, can I offer some advice? Firstly, although you've just completed an arduous few years of education, I would encourage you to continue to learn and develop. Not only will you find your work more intellectually rewarding and interesting, your patients and clients will also undoubtedly benefit. And learning can take many forms. It doesn't matter how you continue your intellectual journey, just so long as you do continue that journey. Key to that is being intellectually curious and open to new ideas. Secondly, you'll have left the University College with a strong sense of professional ethics. You'll be very clear about what is appropriate and what is not appropriate, and how you should act as a professional in your field. However, in your working life, you will face various pressures, but please don't let those pressures lead you astray from your ethics and from acting appropriately. You want to be able to look back at the conclusion of your career with pride and knowledge in the fact that you've always done what you ought to do, and you've done the best for those around you. Finally, whatever you're doing now and in the future, do keep in contact with your peers. One of the great benefits of working in a profession is being able to share ideas and experiences, to provide and also gain mutual support. Please don't be lonely in your professional life. Consult with your peers and continue to celebrate each other's successes. In closing, I'd like, on behalf of my fellow governors, to thank staff who've worked hard to organise this whole day, and I also thank today's speakers for the time they've taken to share their thoughts and wisdom with us. Finally, graduates, on behalf of myself, my fellow governors and the University College, once again, congratulations on your achievements. We are proud of you and thankful for your achievements and the reputation that you bring to the University College. So thank you and congratulations.